Welcome in to the Fun Astrology Podcast. Thomas Miller, having a great time in the great state of Texas. If you're in our Facebook group, Subconscious Mind Mastery Podcast listeners, there's what's the easiest way to get to the Facebook group? Go to the Fun Astrology homepage and just click on the Facebook logo right up there in the top. It'll take you there. That's where we hang out, and I've got some pictures of my grandkids there. So if you'd like to see that, join our group. We'd love to have you anyway. And you could see what I've been up to for the last several days, having a blast. But we need to take a look at the sky together because this mystical, magical month of December continues, because as we shift from 12/12 to 12/13, the sky changes up above us as well. Big time. So today at 4:52 this morning, East Coast time, Mars moved into Sagittarius. So for just a mere 6 hours or so, the Sagittarius stellium expanded, but it's almost like open parentheses, closed parentheses, because at 12:52 this afternoon, just as Mars stepped in, Mercury steps out and moves to Capricorn. So certainly not enough Sagittarian energy there to really make a difference, but it's kind of interesting looking at this because then again, next Wednesday, the nodes change signs. So the south node, which is currently at 0 degrees Capricorn today, moves into Scorpio, leaving the poor Sun and Mars to fend for themselves in Sagittarius. There's a lot of fire. So sign change Monday, the 13th, as we really put the spotlight on Sagittarius for this sign change day. But let's just take a quick look at what each of these are going to look like in their new respective signs. So let's just take Mars in Sagittarius, focus on fire. Let's just take a second to look at what the characteristics of both of these ingresses might entail. Interestingly, Mercury, the faster mover of the two, stays in its new sign, Capricorn, longer than Mars stays in Sagittarius. Why? Because we have a Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. So as we move the chart quite a bit forward all the way to late February, the third week of February is finally when Mercury clears Capricorn. And that's right around, folks, that's right around the time of the exact Pluto return for the United States. That happens, of course, on February 22nd. So this is significant. Let's just say at least it is setting up something that in the sky is something that will not be seen again for another 247 years. That is Pluto at 27 degrees, 33 minutes Capricorn, exactly where it was on July 4th, 1776. So let's just do some cookbook work here first. Mars moving into a fire sign, could that mean fireworks? Well, no astrologer would go awry making such a, at least, observation. Let's stay away from predictions and let's stick with energy, right? That's what we like to do around here, is just stay with what kind of energy might be possible. Well, fiery energy certainly got amplified today. Now, here's the other thing that I'd like to just observe on this Mars Sagittarius ingress, and that is, by observation, we've mentioned this before, that when a planet moves to the next sign from its home base, and Mars is the ancient ruler of Scorpio, it tends to be grumpy. But Mars is moving into party animal Sagittarius. So let's keep our eyes on a couple of different energies with Mars, all right? Let's look for grumpiness. Where could that show up? Aggression. So just put your little aggression antennas up over the next 6 weeks. Mars is in there for six and a half weeks. So when Mars enters Capricorn, Mercury is still in there finishing up its retrograde and exit. So here we are, marching now toward Pluto 2733. That happens on the 22nd of February. Ingrain that date on your brain. Mars marching through fire leading up to that. Now, why would Mars be grumpy in Sagittarius? I mean, that sounds like a good old college frat or sorority all-nighter to me. So after coming off of this hyper-intensity at home in Scorpio, and moving toward Capricorn, where Mars is actually exalted. I mean, Mars and Saturn, the two ancient astrology great malefics, get together in Capricorn. Why wouldn't Mars want to pop a top and go to Margaritaville for 6 weeks? And that might be exactly what happens here. So we got one side of the coin, Mars and Sun in Sagittarius, too hot to handle. Or we've got the other side, can anybody be serious about anything here? More like, huh, what'd you say? Pass me another round. Now, there might be one other little piece of this, and I'm sorry, I didn't really intend here. I had a lot of notes that we'll cover tomorrow. I had other things that I wanted to talk about, but we'll do that tomorrow and just stay with Mars today. But there's one other piece of Sagittarius that might come into play that we should also remember, and that is a passionate quest for the truth. So I know there are several fronts where that kind of inquiry is going on right now. And maybe there could be an amplification of those events that could also lead to some conflict or perhaps some relief. You know, it's like, the truth is out. We can relax now. So we'll see if there is some more clarity around some of those issues. That whole structure is, of course, square to Neptune. So I would probably, based on that and that mundane or corporate astrology tends to favor the shadow side as opposed to individual or personal astrology. Big difference there. But when we're looking at the macro, we have to take in the collective consciousness, and that might lead us more toward a more tense outcome. Here is something that I'll leave you with that's pretty darn cool, is that in the world of astrology, nobody has ever put eyes on a Pluto return, and we are about to, February 22nd. In fact, today kind of begins the countdown to that. Almost 2 months and a week away. Ooh, wow, that didn't go where I thought it was going to go when we started. We're going to talk about Venus-Pluto. I still want to come back and circle on that, and we'll talk about Mercury in Capricorn, what that might look like as well. Have a good day. Bye.